There are calls for the NRL to put expansion back on the table. With the Western Force likely to be dumped from Super Rugby, some say Rugby League should fill the void over in Perth. And meanwhile, as Sean Lawson reports, many are also clamouring for a second team to be established in the Boom region west of Brisbane.
It was a junior rugby league clinic laid on by the developers of a new township called Echo Ripley, and these kids were the lucky ones.
We had 180 spaces available. They got filled in 2 days, so that's a big answer to what's needed out here.
And that's because Echo Ripley has sprung up smack bang in the middle of rugby league heartland, and everyone who lives in this booming area have no doubts this is where the new team should be, and sooner rather than later.
Oh, I think it's long overdue. I think there's plenty of support.
South East Queensland's footy mad, and to have a local team nearby outside of the city would be excellent.
Brisbane Broncos forward Sam Thaiday was the star attraction. He'd never even heard of Echo Ripley, which will be home to 120,000 people in the near future.
I put it on the GPS and it got me here.
Slammin' Sam does know some Broncos greats have hailed from neighbouring Ipswich, and even he agrees the Western Corridor is where a new team should be placed.
Oh, I think so. And like I said, this is Rugby League heartland, and we do draw a lot of players out of here. You even look at some of our greats that played at our club, Alfie Langer, the Walters boys, all played football out in this area. So, I think if there is room for expansion in Queensland and in Brisbane, Ipswich would be a perfect place for another football team.
Former New Zealand international David Fa'alogo finished his career at the Ipswich Jets. He's now in junior development.
Well, there's a lot of Milfords, a lot of other local talent that are running around at the moment.
But that talent is in danger of being hijacked by other footy codes, and the Ipswich Mayor is at a loss why the NRL are sitting on their hands.
It's a no-brainer, I can tell you. You just have to look at the growth that's happening here in Ipswich. The largest in the country. We've got the Springfield development. We've got Ripley. Look at that, one of the largest master plan communities in the country. It's growing from strength to strength. I've had the AFL knocking on my door. I've got the soccer knocking on. Everybody's knocking on my door. Missing in action is rugby league.
The former CEO of the NRL is now the CEO of the A-League, and during that time David Gallop was fairly strong on this area, having an NRL presence, and I can tell you right now that he is asking for bids in the A-League, and this is an area that will be putting a bid in.
No, AFL sucks, and so does soccer, so the more kids we can get in these areas playing rugby league, the better it's going to be for the Broncos going forward, and if they do expand and put another team out here, it'll be great for them as well.
We're here at Suncorp Stadium, obviously the home of the Brisbane Broncos, but even their supporters are all saying there should be a second rugby league team in Brisbane.
Broncos are averaging a crowd of 35,000 every game. I think it'd be good. I think we'd nearly pack it out just about every week.
I think the population in the town has grown, and we need to grow with it. With the game,
Daily Telegraph sports editor-at-large Phil Rothfield says a second Brisbane team should be in the NRL by 2020. It would take away the Broncos' ridiculously unfair financial advantage, and that would also mean Australia's best rugby league venue, Suncorp Stadium, would be used every weekend, not once a fortnight. Lawyer Steve Johnson is the Western Corridor bid chairman.
We'll bring bigger crowds, more television dollars, more corporate dollars. I can't understand why we're being ignored. So then it was last talking about commercial matters. Well, surely commercial matters dictate that there's another side here in South East Queensland.
And in this part of South East Queensland where the team will be based, it's simply exploding.
Through the Western Corridor is the place to be at the moment. It's the growth corridor of certainly Brisbane and Queensland.
This area is probably what Western Sydney was 15 years ago, and when you consider Western Sydney has 4 NRL teams and this area has none.
All the planets are lined up for rugby league. Where are you?
Sean Lawson, Fox Sports News 500.